Hi lovelies, it's Leanne here. Time for a blog about getting your thyroid checked. And I know a lot of ladies will have already had their thyroid checked because they may have been wondering about it and have spoken to their doctor about it. But one of the issues is with our thyroid function is that the doctors only test something called TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone. And that has quite a large range. And when your results come back, and the doc will probably say you're within this range for your TSH, which basically means that your thyroid is fine and it's not an issue. But a lot of women still have symptoms related to their thyroid and are wondering why some of these symptoms are happening and if it could still be related. And yes, it is quite possible that some of the symptoms are related to a thyroid that is not working properly, because there's other tests that I think need to be done. So before we go into the other tests that you can have done for your thyroid to know whether it's working properly, let's just talk about symptoms relating to a thyroid that isn't working as well as it should. And I mean more a hypothyroid or a low thyroid function. So firstly, your periods may become heavier and more clotty. Your metabolism may slow down. You may put on weight. You may not burn fat as easily as you used to. You may start losing hair from scalp and other areas of your body, especially eyebrows or the ends of your eyebrows. You may feel like you have a circulation issue or get really cold hands and feet, especially in winter. You might also feel like your skin is becoming really dry, and that's a constant issue for you when maybe it never used to be as dry. So they're the general things that I see on a daily basis with a lot of my clients when they have thyroid issues. And what happens to a lot of them when they come in and I see them or I speak to them on Skype is that they say, oh, I've had my thyroid checked, my doctor says it's fine. When we go in and ask what they've had checked, we find out that it is only the TSH that they've had checked. I don't believe that is a good enough marker of what's going on in our thyroids for us to know whether it's working properly or not. There's other markers that really need to be checked, and this is something you can ask your doctor for. You may have to pay a certain amount to have these extra tests done, but I think it's a really important thing to do so that we know exactly what's going on and we can either rule out the thyroid or we can give you some kind of natural support for the thyroid. So the other things that you really need to have checked are T4, which is your thyroid hormone that is made by your body. The other one is T3, which is your active thyroid hormone. So T4 then converts into T3. You need both of those hormones to be at a certain level to know that your thyroid is functioning well. There is another one called reverse T3. Some people tend to have that tested as well if the thyroid still seems to not be working well, but the other parameters are fine. So if the doctor will do that for you as well, the reverse T3 test would be a really good test to have. So they're the basics. Now, I do think it's really important if you've been wondering about thyroid and whether it's working properly, or if you've got any of those other symptoms that we talked about, it's important to ask your doctor to do those tests for you. It's your body and it's your right to ask for those tests. The other thing that I do in the clinic and also on my Skype calls is to work out what is going on with someone's thyroid and whether it's an issue. And we can do some checking on that. I use kinesiology a lot of the time to actually check whether the thyroid is functioning well or whether it's under par and whether it needs some support. So that's another thing that we can do from our point of view with the thyroid and how it's functioning. The other thing that I do with a lot of my patients is to put them on a natural thyroid support formula anyway if we think there's any of those thyroid symptoms happening, because at the very least it will give you a little boost with your metabolism and it will just get things working a little bit better. So that's it for thyroid function from me, and I do suggest if you've ever wondered if there's an issue, for you and your thyroid, get it checked. Ask the doctor to do some extra tests, or talk to me as well, and we can do some checking on it for you. Okay, I hope you have a lovely day. Bye for now.